All right, everybody. Can you hear me? That's feeding back in, isn't it? Here, let me fix that. Hi, Rose. All right. Oh. All right, there we go. I see some people in the chat. Rose, you can't see this. Hey, there she is. See, this is the dog. She's gonna be in here. Are you gonna help? Should I kick you out? Go lay down. I'll be right back. We're gonna have problems. I'll wait for the stream to catch up too. Come on. I'm kicking you out. Come on. Let's put your bed in another room. Get in there. See, she was fine until I started talking. Alright. What's up, everybody? Okay, so I think the stream is caught up. There's a few people on. The first thing I want to knock out is actually the drawing, so that if anybody from the last time, from the original drawing, pulls in, I want it to be like up front, so maybe they can hop on the stream. So let's do that. This is the random picker that I have up right now. And what's up, Florida? Alright, so let's randomly pick somebody. One comments, one's like. So feel FPV. So basically the old contest rules still apply to this. It's let me make sure. In it to win it. Alright, so he's got one comment. I'm going to actually go to the video because I want to make sure that it's before the 20th. So, oh boy, I was not ready for this. All right, so I'm going to go to that video and make sure that that was before the 20th. So for those of you that are just joining, I just did the random comment picker, and it is Feel FPV was the winner of the quad. We're going to go over here. And I'm just checking now to see that that comment was before the 20th. All right, so videos, and if anybody knows if there's a way to try that. Nope, that's him. Okay, I gotta go to the actual video. Here we go. Newest first. And we have, okay, so, yep, looks like his comment qualifies. So if you're out there, Feel FPV, I'm gonna give you, what is it, the 17th? I will give you until the 31st to contact me. If not, I'm going to pull another name for this. So the way you can, let's go over a little YouTube stuff. So I guess this is a lot of guys are talking about the bell on YouTube and like how to contact people. So if you subscribe to a channel, so if I wanted to subscribe to, well, I'm not going to subscribe to his channel because then he'll get a notification. Let's go to I don't know. David Vindestall. Okay, so I'm subscribed to David Vindestall's channel right here. I can click the bell, which will notify me anytime that a new video comes up. So if you're not familiar with that, the channels, we can go to the channel and about. You can send a message. So send me a message here, or send me a message on my Facebook page, Feel FPV, and then we'll set up how to get the quad. So the other thing is, like, David Vindestall doesn't share channels, but so my channel, if you want to look at, I don't know, I treat this as like an FPV channel. So like if these are all the things that I'm subscribed to, these are all the channels that I'm subscribed to, you can check out any of them. So some of these are my friends' channels, and then some of these are like, Bardwell Drib, Vindestall, Peter Treacle, so if you're not, if you're looking for a source to check out some new content and stuff that I subscribe to, you can always check that out on my channel. So what's up, brother man? All right, so we can either do some Q&A, or we can get right into the simulators. So hopefully Feel FPV gets on here and he actually can join the live stream. So if anybody knows this guy, and pushes him in, so no. But anyway, so what do you guys want? You want to do Q&A first? You want to do the flight simulators? I have some old Q&A questions from the actual last live stream queued up here. Stuff that I missed somewhere. Oh boy. Me digging through files. Oh, this is something cool. This is one of the things that I was working on recently. I put a bunch of different FPV answered lenses on my the run cams. So the new run cams, the Swift 2 and the Mini, the run. I don't know if you guys have seen the Mini, but this is the Mini Swift. It's the regular Swift. They changed like either the sensor size or the focal distance or something. The actual field of view on the different lenses has changed. So if you fly a 2.1, now a 2.3 is equivalent to a 2.1. A 2.1 is equivalent to, I don't know, a 2.3 is definitely equivalent to a 2.1, but I think the 2.1 is equivalent to like a 1.8 now. But I don't know. I don't have an old 1.8 to test. So, but I know the 2.3 is equivalent to the 2.1. So, where actually, you probably just pull up the other photos that I have of that. So these are like the photos that I went through of the different. So I'll be putting a video together of that, but that's always somebody. So my fiance was just calling me. She's in the chat. Put it in the chat. Oh. Got it. Got it. Okay. Let me fix that. Ah. What is playing in the background? Oh, I'm playing another video. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Jeez. Where the heck is that? Come on. Oh, I'm gonna find this. At least it's my video that's going on in the background. What the heck? There. Oh. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, it was the dog, and then it was that. That should be good. Let me put my other. I fixed it. Is that better? It worked so hard. Anyway. All right. Okay. All right. So, yeah, this is what I was talking about. So, Runcams, their new, the Swift Mini here. One of the things that I noticed about it. Oh my. Yeah. One of the things that I noticed about this Swift Mini when I was looking at the specs was that now it's in front of the camera, was that a 2.1 is no longer what I expect with a 2.1. The 2.1 has like a 170 degree field of view, and I'm used to a 150. So I did a bunch of tests with that FPV lens, and those are the different photos from that. So this is, my shop downstairs. So I built a rig and then put all of them in the same place with the camera lens in the same position, so that I could compare the different lenses. So that the first image there was a GoPro with the lens in the same spot, and then the rest of these are, so this is content that's coming up. I thought it was kind of interesting when I was looking for the camera to see that, the field of view is going to change. So if you fly a 2.1, the 2.3 is now the same field of view. All right, so hopefully the drawing and everything was clear. Oh my goodness, sorry about that, guys. All right, yeah, I am super lucky that my fiance is jazzed up about FPV, so definitely. All right, where is? All right, here we go. Let me pull up some my old questions from the last Q&A here. So these are some stuff that was unanswered from the last Q&A. So it was, what's my opinion on F3 versus F4? Well, that's kind of an evolving. You can still hear me. So is the audio good and everything now on this, for those of you that are in the stream? Everything's blowing apart. Okay. I'm going to stop this guy. There we go. This should be better. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so F3 versus F4, I don't know. F3 is you're running 8 kilohertz and 8 kilohertz loop time and 8 kilohertz PID loop and 8 kilohertz gyro sync, and that's pretty much where they're stuck. And Boris is now open beta flight up for the 32K, which I think is going to be only on F4 boards, but you have to have a gyro that supports 32K to really get the advantage out of it. And the gyros that support 32K are really noisy at this point. So I'm still on F3 because I don't want a noisy gyro. I don't want a soft mount. I don't want to deal with like that level of filtering. So the MPU 9000 series, I think does 32K, and that's what whatever they're using in race flight, whatever that gyro is a lot noisier, and they're using a single MEM they're not using 3 MEMS for the gyro, so if you get noise on one axis, it's on all 3. But the MPU 6000, which is on a lot of F3 boards, which does 8K, is a lot less sensitive to noise. So I'm still F3 until a quad specific gyro comes out. So where do you buy your parts from in America? Don't want this. Okay. All right. So the Banggood thing. Oh man, boy, I don't know. I think I was wrong on that, and I don't know if I was 100% wrong on it. So the Banggood, I misunderstood what Banggood was. Banggood is you can actually it's like Amazon, but it's like the world's Amazon. So anybody can put stuff on there for sale, I think, or certain people can resell things on there. So Runcam does sell their systems on Banggood, but it not every, I don't know, the way I understand it, maybe not every suppliers. So yeah, there's legitimate stuff on Banggood, but I guess it's like Amazon, right? I mean, Amazon is a great resource, and I like Amazon, but I have to be careful what vendor I get stuff from. I guess my big issue with Banggood on that one was that I could definitively show that the Banggood staff knew that something was a clone product, and they didn't remove it from the store or mark it as clone. So that's where I think that and you know, the hobby it's tight on money, right? So for some people, clones from China is what you can afford, and if that gets you in the air, like that's not necessary. It doesn't support the creators, but it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. I feel bad for the guy that wants to buy a name brand specific board and ends up with a clone unknowingly. So that's it. But Banggood is not the devil as I put them out to be in that video. So I'm sorry for all those that like Banggood. I think that based on your comments, I'm going to, yeah, okay. But based on your comments, like I think I can still support Banggood. Okay. I think that's enough on that. Yeah, where do I buy my parts from in America? I don't want to get the Slobo from China. So, Get FPV, Ready Made RC, Buddy RC. Where are some other vendors that I use? Heli Nation is a good one in America, and there's, you know, if you want me to do I don't know, I guess I should do a video in response to my Banggood thing, and then I can put in a list in the comments of where all the vendors are. But those are pretty much the top 3 that I use, is like, you know, Ready Made RC, Get FPV, and I do use Amazon. So Banggood is the devil. Look into it, Nick. I don't know. It should just, if they know it's a clone, it should be clearly marked as a clone, and that's it. But yeah, I did get it straight from the horse's mouth that Runcam, Banggood is an authorized Runcam dealer, but they're not listed up there. So the Pico Blocks FC, I've never used that one, so sorry, Ron. I missed your question, and I still don't have an answer for you. Power to weight for the 3-inch is now, yeah. I think that before, you know, I think the motors were letting it down. Right now we have the 4,000 kV motors for 3-inch, and you know, I think I don't know. I've flown some 3-inch quads, and I didn't know that I was flying a 3-inch quad, except for the like top end speed they didn't have. But around a course, I think that I don't know. I think that, you know, 6 months ago I could have competed with one of today's 3-inch quads against 6 months ago's 5-inch quads at a race. So, and that could just be that, you know, people are now getting faster with 5-inch quads, and so my experience is skewed. But I flew some Toro's 3-inch quad, and it was great. So, how did you get your fiance into FPV? My girlfriend thinks it's silly. Well, Lindsay, are you in the chat? Do you want to answer that one? No, she, I don't know, I just got lucky. So she's not really into FPV. She's into me. So I've been really lucky in that one. So, and she just likes. I don't know. It's nice out, right? Like, so it's a lot of times we're out like on a sunny day, and she likes to read a book or whatever and just chillax. So it's really nice to have her there, and she likes being there, and I think everybody is into it. So, yeah. So she said that I have a passion for the sport, and that's what spiked her interest. But yeah, it's usually a nice sunny day, and she gets to read and get a tan and hang out with me like while I do something that I like, and I love her for it. So, and I feel very lucky. So, thanks, Nick. My quad is 1 year old. I'll race that through. Oh, Rich, you're on. As long as Tor is in for it, you're on because I think I can take you. maybe pilots got faster. I don't know. So the Lumineer Axie 5.8 antenna. I think they do perform as well as the full-size Triumph. So I've been flying them long enough now that I can actually make a determination on that. I hadn't really had a full. I don't notice a difference. So the only antennas that I've really thought weren't very good were the original, like the Fat Shark antennas that everybody starts with. It seems like I don't think those perform very well. And sorry, Fat Shark, your goggles are the best on the market. But your antennas, there's a third party for that. Your receivers aren't the greatest either, and there's a third party market for that too. So that but everybody flies your goggles. I think they own like 90% of the market share. So, but yeah, the Lumineer Axie 5.8 antenna has been pretty stellar and performed pretty well. I've been mounting my antennas a lot differently though, so I can't really speak for the durability. There are. Yeah, because like I mount my antennas like this guy here. Oh, here. Let's make it a little bigger. So I mount my antennas now on the bottom of my frames, and that I used to mount them like sticking out the top like everybody did, or and that has been. It's not the greatest for RF performance, but I'm not going that far away, and I have not broken one since I've been mounting them that way. So I learned that from Rich. Thanks, Rich. So, and it was lesson hard from, I thought everything was good until we started flying in the parking garages. So, yeah. Do you tune in the field or black box or both? I do both. So I do a line of sight tune to begin with, and a lot of guys will tune the P term first. I actually tune the I term first because that one's the easiest to do visually. You take the quad and I'll put it. So this is here. Let's talk about how I tune one. So I'll take the quad and I'll put it on. I'll roll it over to the side. I'll punch out and let go. Punch out, let go. Right. And if it dips like that, when I punch and let go, that means the I term is too low. So I can raise the I term on roll, and then the same thing with pitch. I'll punch out, let go, punch out, let go, and I can actually watch it. And if it dips, that means the I gain is too low. So I set the I gain, and then I'll tune it again afterwards. But then and then I set P gain on the quad by just raising them until they oscillate. Now, I've noticed that the Betaflight defaults with the higher torque motors that I'm running, the yaw P gain. It used to be that everything was too low, but now I think that yaw P gain is by default is too high. So Betaflight F3 Smart. I ordered 2 more. Yeah, exactly. So the Betaflight F3. I guess that FC has really caught on and started flying off the shelves because I was ordering them and I knew they were back ordered, and I'd get one in like a week. So, and I don't think that it's because I'm like spoon FPV or anything. Like, nobody knows that. Did I miss any of that stuff up here in the chat here? Don't waste your time. what motors for freestyle? Looking at the Emax 2306, 2400 kV, the Xnova 2205, 2300 kV, or something else. So I haven't flown. I want to fly the new Emax 2306, 2400 kV, but the specs on that motor, I think that I don't know. They're either going to be crazy amp hogs, or they're going to be really great on a like 6-inch or 7-inch quad, because I know that the 2205, which is the 2306, you have that is the stator diameter and then the stator height, and you're talking about something that is larger in both diameter and height than their 2205s. So it's going to be more torquey and consume more power, but it's going to put out more. So I think that's probably going to be good for a 6-inch or maybe even a 7-inch quad. But I'm really curious to try some of those. So one of my buddies, Gabe, just put some of those on his quad. So maybe I get to see them in action. So what motors for freestyle? I like the I don't know. Freestyle for me is not like about the top performance. I like the old Emax red bottoms maybe for my freestyle quads, because they're cheap, they're available, they're dirt cheap. They're like 16, because everybody's going to the new red bottoms. They're like $15 a motor, and I know that they're reliable and rock solid. And I've bashed the crap out of some of them, and they've kept going. So I think if I was going to build a freestyle quad right now, that's what I would put on there. But for racing, it's got to be the newer stuff. So what I'm running on my race quads now is the new Emax 2205 2600 kV. So, oh yeah, the RMRC, the 2206 rifles. Oh man, those are killer motors. So, and the reason I like those is because they do the clockwise counterclockwise motors. So Emax used to do the clockwise counterclockwise motors, and you have to have reverse threaded nuts. But Ready Made RC, they're doing that on theirs. So I like that. And what happens is I can take a quad like this guy, and if it had the rifle motors on there, where you have this motor, this is the front. So you'd put the reverse thread on this guy, and this guy is how it goes. And then you don't really need the lock nuts unless you're going to fly 3D. So if you get a loose prop, it's always this guy. It's always the reverse one. So it's this guy or this guy. The motor was 1 and 4. It's always those that come loose. So if you get a loose prop with the reverse threaded ones, you just punch the throttle and it'll tighten it back up. So, but with the way that everybody runs them now, no. But those the 2206, 2600 kV, they actually have the same torque. Like if you go to, let's do it. So, mini quad test bench. I love this as a source. So you can go to the data explorer here and peak thrust, whatever, motor thrust ramps. Yeah. So, oh, you guys can't see that. Duh. Okay. So mini quad test bench. So you can actually go here and you can compare your different motors to each other. So we'll take the the Emax RS Type S 2600. We'll put an HQ 5x4x3. We'll add another one, and we'll do the RMRC 2206 2550 kV motors, and an HQ, the same prop, and we'll go. Where are the 2600 kV motors? Okay, so RPMs and thrust. So, okay, there we go. So the two things that I look for when I look at the motors on, okay, and let's put another one on there, and let's put the old standard of the Emax red bottoms, the 2600 kV, with the same prop. So, nope, that is the Type S. Emax 2205, 2600 kV, and HQ 5x4x3. I use the HQ 5x4x3 because that's just the one that he has for everything. So the two things that I look at when I look at the motors is I look at this, I'm calling this the thrust ramp, which is how quickly it can respond. So like that's kind of a torque of the motor. So like, and then I'm looking at the overall thrust. So if you look at the old 2600 kV motors from the old red bottoms, you know, they have they do quite a lot of thrust, but they have this kind of slow thrust ramp that but the rifle motors and the new RS 2600 kVs, like the lines lay right on top of each other. They're pretty much identical. So the rifle motors are a little bit more expensive, and they're like they're like 2 grams heavier a motor, but I still fly them. I think they're like silky smooth, and they offer me a reverse threaded one, so that's okay. Fox gearbox or Runcam 3? No, I have not got a Runcam 3 for demo. So, all right. And what are some other questions that I left out for the old? The Omnibus F4. I think that's actually a decent option for flight controller. So, the only difference between that and the Betaflight F3 is that it doesn't do a PDB in there. So it does have the current sensor in it. It has so you have to run the actual main wire through the flight controller to get current, because you have to measure current in line. So you have to wire the main wire into that board, but there's no PDB. So the Betaflight F3 is like, right now for me, the way to go until there's an F4 version of it. Yeah, Omnibus it makes decent flight controllers for like a really impressive price point. So yeah, no doubt on those that they're decent stuff. So what's the best ESC available in your opinion? Here you go, Rich. The KISS 24 amp ESC is the best ESC in my opinion right now. So nothing. Let's see. Let's wait for the chat to catch up, because everybody knows that I'm a BL Heli guy. So the reason I'm talking about the KISS 24 amp, because that's the one that Betaflight supports D-Shot 1200 on now, and it's the only one. So the Betaflight or the BL Heli ESCs are running a 8-bit chip, and the KISS 24 amps are running a 32-bit chip, so they can actually handle the D-Shot 1200. So and that's D-Shot is the way of the future, and that's basically what Boris is supporting now, and you know, so that's going to be the one to run right now at this moment. But you know, I'm sure there's going to be some BL Heli ones out there that are going to put 32-bit chips on there soon. So so there you go, Rich. I'm plugging KISS. So anyway, MPU 6000 is definitely the best gyro as of yet. Yes, and there's going to be some. The 30 amp little Bs are pretty decent ESCs. I think they had some issue with electrical noise, so that's why I went with Icons on most of my builds. But yeah, they definitely push the market forward, and Yeah, the Super Racer Bees. I think that somebody said that they were a clone of something. So yeah. I can. Oh yeah, the 30 amps are amazing, and for absolute performance, the ESCs that have performed the top on Mini Quad Test Bench, his testing has actually been a set of Icon bolt lights. They perform. They put out more thrust than any other ESC that he's done. So that they were my little secret last year, because I could get like an extra 5% off of those that most people didn't know about. But what PDB has good filtered 5 and 12 volts? I don't, the Red Rotor, the RROSD, that's the one that I have been using the most. But now I'm doing all Betaflight F3 boards, so and they have a 5 and 12 volt. No, they have a 5 and 10 volt, I think. Yeah, they have a 5 and 10 volt rail on those. So, and they have done some really impressive things with signal noise on that board to make it. Because like putting high current inside of the same area that you're going to run a flight controller is going to be problematic, because you have all the when you run a high current through something, you create a magnetic field, and when you're fluctuating that current, you create a fluctuating magnetic field, and when you have the fluctuating magnetic field next to other lines, that they pick up that magnetic field as current, and you get noise in your. So it's actually a pretty challenging problem to put 150 amps through a board that has signal wires on it, and they've done some pretty impressive stuff on that board. They run a separate ground plane for the video, and the video and the VTX, so that you don't have the noise in your video, which I thought was really smart for them to do. So yeah, the Mako Eco X is a decent PDB. I'm not familiar with that one, but I believe you. So yeah, the Betaflight F3, and forget about a PDB. Yeah, because it has cleaned up all my builds, and for somebody, I used to think that nobody could build an X-frame that was like their first one, but I think that somebody could build an X-frame with that board, because its space is not as tight. So I've gone all the way from the RROSD, and now it's just all Betaflight F3 for me. So the piggyback on the Unify Pro. How did I find out about the limit on milliamps on the 5mm rail on the PDB or flight controller? So it should be listed as a spec for your flight controller. So I basically researched the flight controller that I'm using, and whatever the manufacturer spec is, a lot of times, that's the thing. A lot of this stuff is not readily available. I can tell you the Betaflight F3 has a 3 amp regulator on there, so you don't need a piggyback. And you want one that has 2 or 3 amp 5 volt rail on there, because I don't know, because there's actually like a sweet spot with the regulator for efficiency. You don't want to run them you don't want to run too low of current through them, because you'll get they're really inefficient, and you don't want to run too high of current through them. So yeah, I think I'm sold on the Betaflight. Yeah, dude, it's an amazing board. It does have the MPU 6000 gyro. I just got my 5-inch finishing tonight. Hopefully an omnibus. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, you guys want to hear about flight simulators? Or you want to hear me talk about parts some more? So, and electronics and boring stuff. So, alright. I'm going to pull up some of this stuff. I'll wait for the chat to catch up. But I'll pull up the different flight simulators that where is this? Nope, not that guy. Here we go. Alright. Monster 1200 TVL. What are your thoughts? I don't know. How about that? I know that my goggles put out I think, what are they, 800 TVL for because I'm running the Dominator V2s, or yeah, and then the HDs. What does anybody know in the chat what the here, I don't know. So the whole high TVL thing, like, I've kind of stayed away from because my goggles can't support it. Dominator V3. Let's look at the specs on it. Oh boy. Does anybody know? Oh, it's 1200 is a CMOS. Yeah, then if it's CMOS, then I wouldn't be. Hey, look, it's on Banggood. Yeah, I don't know what the specs are on the Fat Shark goggles. Oh, these are the Dominator ones. So yeah, the specs aren't readily available. But I know the other ones, like when they went to HD, it was like 800 TVL. So it was like my goggles couldn't support anything high. So anyway, all right. So somebody said Rotor Rush. Oh, I have that one installed. I just don't have the shortcut in here. Hold on. Oh, I hate Windows 8 or whatever this is. Alright, so software, firmware. Oh boy. Okay, Nick Lang on the Rotor Rush. I did install Rotor Rush on a PC, but apparently it was not this one. Or is it? There we go. Nope. Yeah. So I did install Rotor Rush on one of them, and I guess, what was it? Rotor Rush is it's like $5 a month or something to be part of it, and I didn't think that it flew that great. It was as far as multiplayer goes, the Velocidrone is the one that I really like. So we can skip the other one. So basically, FPV DRL, I don't like the way it flies. I think the physics are pretty terrible, but the maps are pretty impressive on those. The FPV Freerider, the old one, if you had a quad from last year or 2 years ago running like Clean Flight and one of those old flight controllers, I mean, it flew exactly like an old crappy. If you want to know what it was like to fly in an old quad that was running 500 hertz, fly FPV Freerider. It's free. You can try it out. So yeah, the new Windows 8 and 10, like this stupid, I don't know, you drag things around or move your mouse too quick, like it's a gesture, and like, I don't know, I just yeah. So alright, I probably shouldn't have said that, but alright, so let's look at, so this is my favorite of the flight simulators. I'll just open it up, the Velocidrone here. So here we go. for those of you guys that fly Tyrannus, you can plug right in to it. I actually have the orange RX dongle for if you have a Horus, you can't plug into the USB and it doesn't show up as a joystick. Or I have spent hours, like maybe even days worth of time trying to figure out how to show this thing up as a joystick. I can't make it work. So that's why I was just like, screw it, I'm done. I'm gonna buy the $8 dongle and it'll work. So Velocidrone doesn't have voice talk. Yeah, but you can, I don't know. Back in the days of like Xbox and PC games, we just open up a different chat dialogue. So yeah, I guess you're right about the Velocidrone, but Velocidrone is $15 fixed, right? So, and I think the physics on this are some of the best. So I can't play this. Guys get feedback. Give me a second here. Oh, yep, okay. Alright, so is the stream still good? So we'll go with, this one has multiplayer as well, but as far as the physics on this go, one of the things that I really like about this is you can, yeah, I'll just select this guy. So it actually runs a Betaflight emulator for their rates and such. So it flies a lot like what I'm used to for my quads. So I don't know. For me, it's all about like having the most consistent experience that I can. So if I go into here under the settings, you can see that it's running a Betaflight PID controller, and the rates, these are the rates that I run. I run an 85 across the board, Super Expo RC rated 10. So that's why I really like this one. I haven't flown anything that flies, exactly like my quads, but this is actually pretty close. So I'm gonna fly a lap here. So I have to turn the sound off on this so you guys can't hear it because, yeah. So the gates, the next gate's actually green. They light up. You can't fly through them the wrong way. So, yep. And then it restarts you back where you were. But I don't know. I like this one because you can set up your different. So exit that, and you can set up the change quad settings. There's advanced now. Okay, it's not letting me do any of these, but there and everything, you can change the camera. So one of the things that's like not like easily exposed is delete and insert, change the camera field of view, and angle, and page up and page down, change the tilt of the camera. That was kind of an annoying thing for me to figure out with this simulator, but I don't know, I really enjoyed this one, and it does multiplayer. So the other one that Nick is talking about, what is it, the drone, Rotor Rush. It was the old one. They renamed it, but yeah, to Rotor Rush now, I think. But yeah, that one is okay. I'm just gonna get rid of this guy. It is killing everything. Windows whatever can't handle the stream. It's just this laptop. So yeah, I guess it's time to build a dedicated live stream rig. So I don't really care how long it takes me to as long as it does video editing. It's not really a big deal for me, and like it does the gaming and stuff. But yeah, Windows whatever can't handle the stream. So HQ 5x4x3 V1, which yeah 5x4x3 on 4S for sure. Yeah, what's the new HQ prop that they came out with? The V3. They came out with a new one that's like a lot fatter, and Stinger Swarm did a video on it, and he said that he really liked it. I think he flies a lower kV motor than I do. The guy that I actually go to trust about props and such is actually, what is this guy? Kelbob. So if you check out my channel, like you can see that this guy's one of the guys that I'm subscribed to. So Kelbob FPV, like he does a lot of prop reviews, and I kind of like trust his opinion because he's kind of a hell of a pilot, but he is not. All right, set up a multiplayer. Let's do it. So after this, I'll set up a multiplayer on Velocidrone, and we can play. But I can't do the stream and do that at the same time apparently. So because Windows whatever can't handle it, but. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, you got to take what he said with a grain of salt, because he's not very big on the technical side of things. But as far as like pilot and feel, like I think that like he emulates my style, and if he says that a prop is good, like I trust him on that. So talk about the new Rotor Rush. I flew it. I didn't like it. How about that, Nick? And I also don't like that it's $5 a month to be a part of it. So I'd much rather pay like $50 up front for a simulator and like be done with it. But as far as like subscriptions go, it is cool that you can actually see the tracks ahead of time. So like it has the tracks from like different multi-GP events and future like big world events that are coming up, and you can actually fly them beforehand if you're the pilot. So that there are some like big advantages to it, but I didn't really like the physics, and I don't like that it's a subscription. So the V1S, those are awesome props. They're the OG HQ props on steroids. So I don't know, they're stiffer, and I like the geometry and the feel of those. So those have been pretty good for the high speed